Welcome to the realm of pages. I hope you're doing great, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. So today we're going to continue the video series Mockra, Babble, Mezlasophy. So let's go into the philosophical realm of Mockra, where this video series is about philosophical musings inspired by Mal's and Book of the Fallen. And today we're going to talk about normalizing terrible thoughts. And there are going to be spoilers for the Bone Hunters. Remember, if I hold a book, usually it means that there's spoilers for that book, but I'm also going to put it in the thumbnail. So the topic is actually on Solara. I'm going to pronounce it Solara. You can say Scalara too. But the fact that when she's pregnant, it is normal for her, due to whatever culture she grew up in, it's normal for her to think that when you have a child and you're pregnant, you actually sell it, because she grew up in a context where it's not healthy, and basically people that get pregnant, it's just a burden, and then you get the kid and then you sell it and you get money for it, which is kind of insane and crazy to think about. Now, I'm not a woman, but I assume that most women that get pregnant, they don't think that they're gonna sell the baby. Okay, that's kind of insane. But she is in a culture and in a context where, you know, they're used, women are used, and women are kind of seen as a commodity. And the women that are used, I guess they have a lot of trauma and damage because she was raped. That's why she's pregnant, and she just wants to get rid of this child. And it's just terrible the way she thinks about it, and the way she's overtly like, this is obviously how it's going to be. This is so annoying. I have to get rid of this child. And after she does, she, you know, it kind of catches up to her a little bit, actually, which is very interesting. But it's also interesting how it doesn't feel like, you know, it doesn't feel moralizing. It just feels very realistic, and it kind of is heartbreaking. And it made a character that I didn't like. It made me kind of like her, because I could like see her journey through that and how she tries to cope with this by, you know, being with Cutter and kind of taking care of him, which also can be a stand-in for taking care of the child. And she mentions something about the child that she gave away, like, well, if I don't want to talk about this because otherwise I'll feel bad about it. So, you know, still, you know, how culture, it made me think about how culture can brainwash you into thinking a certain way that can actually be anathema to what you are and what you are as a human being, and it will catch up to you sooner or later. So that's just food for thought. This is something I can talk about for 40 minutes, but just wanted to put out the idea there, how culture can cultivate good things sometimes, but sometimes also terrible, terrible thoughts and actions. But before we end for the day, by Feiner's tusks, I encourage you to give a like, comment what you think about this topic, and smash that subscribe button. And praise be to Fener.